This is School of Golf. I'm Karen Stupples alongside your teacher Martin Hall, here to help you handle some of golf's most difficult shots.
Well, here we are. Yes, we promised we would in the show. And we're on the 10th hole at Pebble Beach. The hole, actually, the fairway slopes left to right, and down here, this is a cliff that drops off some 30 feet right down to the beach, and next stop, Honolulu. So if you go right here, it really is death with a capital D.
Yep.
So you need some, now you've got room up the left, you've got some bunkers on the left and whatnot,
yep.
but you've got room up the left. But the ideal shot here is probably to align your preferences, so maybe you just turn the ball over a little bit.
Yep.
And just keep it away from that right side. So I've got a couple of things I would do and tell someone to do. And I know the draw it hasn't been your stock shot, so we're going to see what we can do. I always like people when they're trying to draw it, first of all, if at all possible, to use a 3-wood. Having a touch more loft on the club means you'll get a touch more backspin, a little less side spin, slice spin.
Yep.
You don't get quite so much the back of the ball, you get a bit more of the bottom ball. So it is more difficult to slice a 3-wood than it is a driver. So first thing, I would use a 3-wood, as long as you can reach the hole. Second thing, I like light grip pressures when you're trying to draw it. I like the grip pressure to stay light throughout the swing when you're trying to draw it.
Yep.
Again, I mean, not trying to be too positional. We said playing under pressure, not too positional. So 3-wood, light grip, and my sort of thought, my picture, you talked about images, my picture is a right-handed tennis player hitting a topspin forehand. So sometimes I'll take a practice swing just with my right hand and just really get that feeling of taking my right hand, almost trying to touch the flagstick there, a very long right arm through the ball. So I'm going to walk you through the process.
Okay.
You've got the 3-wood because I asked you to.
Exactly.
I want you to hold the club nice and lightly, get a feeling for that. Once you've done that, I want you to take your left hand off the club.
Yep.
And I want you to make a few swings with just your right hand. And I want you to really feel that your right arm gets really long through the ball. Just like a Federer or a Nadal sort of hitting a Federer, trying to hit a really long topspin forehand. Gotcha. And that would probably be enough to do it. Then just put your left hand on.
Okay.
Picture the shot, as you said in the show, the visualization.
Yes.
Don't try and hit it off the right edge. You mean aim about down the middle.
At those houses down there.
Well, just that one house. I know it looks like it's houses. It's actually one person's house.
Very lucky. Hard to
believe. Yeah, lucky chap. Or lady. Let's see what we get here.
Okay.
See if we can just put a touch of turn on it.
Grip a lighter. I could feel myself trying to strangle the club already.
Yeah, very, very light. Let that right arm get long through the ball. And you are now, Karen, I can certainly turn the ball over a touch into the slope. Stupples.
Try to, anyway.
Yeah, so I've got to follow that wonderful drive. Well, let's trade places here.
Okay.
Let me see if I can do that. Not an easy drive by any means here. We've got the Pacific Ocean to the right, and it's a sloping fairway, so it does take just a tiny draw. I don't want to try and overdo it. But again, to repeat, no apologies for repetition here, a lofted club, a 3-wood, would probably serve you better with trouble on the right. And even if I don't hit the fairway, a little bit on the left side is clearly better than on its way to Honolulu there. So I'm going to have a lightish grip, and I'm going to try and get the right arm somewhat long through the ball. Don't want to overthink this, but here we go. So I've got a lightish grip. I'm looking at my target. I'm visualizing my shot, and here we go. And that one is not too bad. I would take that every single time on the 10th hole at Pebble Beach. May not be my best drive. You can see there with the slope of the ground how it's going to the right, which is why it favors a slight draw. But that's the way I would suggest you do it if you've got trouble on